contact with Shelley Archambault. For the entrepreneurs here, and then you talked about Oakland and the fact that, Oakland is, not only miles away, but it's, eons away from so many people in terms of accessing opportunities in Silicon Valley. How does one get into the ecosystem of El Silicon Valley? How do you become a part of that culture, as an entrepreneur? How do you break in? Ken and Lo.
Well, I'm going to say something people like to hear, but let's explain it this way. If you want to be an actor in theater, you have to move to New York. If you want to be a movie star, I would encourage you to move to LA. Okay? If you want to be an investment banker, I'd suggest you move to New York. If you want to be in technology, if you want to increase the odds of opportunities, of capitalism, of talent, all the things that make it work, you should move to Silicon Valley. Is that the only place that you can do technology? Absolutely not. But if you want to increase the odds of success, if you wanted to have access to capital, access to ideas, access to talent, the place that people around the world know where to go is Silicon Valley. I advise a company, and the co-founder of that company is a French guy from Paris who majored in engineering. He says, I want to go to Silicon Valley because that's where you're going to be. I advise Pinterest. How many of you guys use Pinterest? So I'm going to advise Pinterest. I spend half a day every other week at Pinterest. And that founder is from Iowa. And I said, Ben, how did you end up in Silicon Valley? He said, where else would I go if I want to do this kind of work?
So how did he get to you, and how did he get to the people that make things happen?
Well, there was an article written by me, and he read this article, and he contacted Andreessen Horowitz and says, would you introduce me to Ken Coleman? He and I met a couple of times, and then he asked me what I work with. That's one of the things I do. I advise leaders of startups, or sometimes big companies, on how to grow their companies and create success. And so that's how he met with me, and then he's an amazing, smart guy. That's a great product, and he is totally committed to making that product better and better and better. He's a classical entrepreneur. Some people would say that he's the smartest guy they have to talk to after Steve Jobs. And this company's created, the current market cap of that company is $11 billion. And so I'm big on these big ideas. People ask me, how do you decide what you're involved in? I said, look, I want big ideas, intellectually challenging, global scope, that you can make a lot of money and make a big difference. I'm not a good advisor if you want to have a local barbershop. That's not me. That's fine, but that's not me. And if you're going to go ask Lo for money, you have to have a bigger idea with much more possibilities of upside than most people think.
So that's how you break the wall. You have a big idea, and you send an email to you, and you're persistent, and then all of a sudden you're on the path. What is the process, especially for African American entrepreneurs? We read about the fact that there's so many barriers to African Americans getting into the deal flow, or gaining access to individuals such as yourself. How do you break that wall? How do the entrepreneurs out here with a big idea get to you beyond storming the stage after this?
So don't send me an unsolicited email. That's not the way to do it. The best way is to come through a trusted referral source, because my network understands what I do. They understand the types of opportunities that I want to look at. Those are big opportunities. And like Ken said, there's a lot of businesses that I look at where it's an awesome business, fantastic business, but it's just not a venture-backed business. So, I think when I look back over the first 90 days that I spent as a VC, I saw over 300 deals. And it's just the funnel just kept narrowing and narrowing. So out of those 300 deals, I think maybe 60 I took a look at, a little deeper. And then out of those 60, I took a look at 12 with someone else. So I brought one of the other partners in to take a look. And then out of those 12, I got down to 4 that I was interested in bringing to do a pitch to the investment committee. And then out of those 4, I picked one to do the investment committee meeting, and he actually ended up not funding the company. So those are the types of odds that you're looking at. So the best way to come in is, number one, come in through a trusted referral source, someone that I know and trust and has good judgment. Number two, once you come in, be really crisp about the opportunity or the problem that you're solving. Make sure it's big. It's amazing how many times I see African American entrepreneurs in particular, and they just don't think big enough. They're not thinking about things on a global scale. They're not thinking about things in terms of adding a couple of zeros. We need to invest in ideas that have $1 billion potential. That's the bar that you have to look at. So it's fine to be able to start small and really be focused on creating a kick-ass experience like what Ben has done at Pinterest, right? That's fine. But he took that and grew it to the point where now it's an $11 billion valuated company, right? So you have to think really big and have depth of knowledge in what it is that you're trying to solve, because you're going to get peppered from so many different sources about, oh, that's not a good idea, oh, what do you know about it? So you have to show what you know. You have to show this is a good idea. You have to show this an opportunity. There's this thing that's said in Silicon Valley, and Ken, someone alluded to this, you have to have so much knowledge about what you're going after that it's almost like you know a secret about it. It's like, hey, I know something that no one else knows about this market, and that's going to give me an unfair competitive advantage to be able to go out and make a lot of money doing it.
In fact, we say at Andreessen Horowitz, if you have a good idea that most people think is a bad idea, but really is a good idea, you'll make a lot of money. The idea that you could on a computer pen things and somebody would care about it, because most people thought it was a stupid idea. But it was a good idea. And the people invested early in Pinterest, really well. But that's true in the venture world. There's other thing, I'm fortunate enough to keep the fingers crossed on and off, and 2 companies are going to close tomorrow. One is a venture-backed company, a very clever idea that you'll all find interesting if it works. And then we're going to raise that company's early stage, and they're raising $8 million. That should close tomorrow. And another is more growth stage, private equity kind of deal. And that company is $50 million of revenue, no outside capital, growing at about 35% a year. And they're going to raise $40 million. I know I got involved in both of these companies, as he said, because one guy worked for me at one time, and one guy